This is Nathan from Nathan's Online Academy. Today our video will mainly be about certain phrases, terms and idioms used by Jocko Willink, who is the author of the book Discipline Equals Freedom, which is also the main topic of our latest post. 所以先呼吁各位，如果各位还没有看贴文的话，非常建议各位先去把贴文看完，再来观览我们这一次的补充影片。So, as you should know by now, Jocko has a military background as he was a former US Navy SEAL, so many of the terms, phrases or idioms that he uses are closely related to the military. Let's discuss a few of the phrases that he uses on a regular basis in his podcast. Number 1, get after it. Get after it. To get after something basically just means encouraging action and a proactive approach. 也就是在呼吁主动出击或是要展开行动的意思。So you should get after something. Get after it. 所以这个片语我们会在什么时候使用呢？ So basically, the scenario that you want to use get after it is in a situation when you want to motivate a friend or another individual to tackle challenges or to pursue their goals relentlessly. 也就是不放弃，紧跟其后的。The second phrase that we will be talking about is stay hard. Stay hard 相信大家应该比较常听到。So what exactly does stay hard mean? The phrase or the idiom stay hard is a kind of encouragement to persevere, endure, and maintain resilience in times of difficulty or adversity. 这个片语是尤其在某某人深陷于困境的囹圄之中最希望听到的。 Stay hard, don't give up. 维持你的韧性，好好的保持维持下去。 That is what stay hard basically means. Most of the times, the phrase stay hard is closely associated with mental toughness. So if you want to encourage or to inspire another person, you would say stay hard to them. Number 3, cover and move. Cover and move, 掩护之后再行动。 So cover and move clearly is a military term, which emphasizes the importance of teamwork and collaboration. So cover me and I will move forward. Cover me with your line of fire and I'll move towards the enemy. That's basically what cover and move means. So if we think of this phrase in the realm of leadership, it translates to supporting and working in harmony with others to achieve certain goals or to acquire certain objectives. Next one, hold the line. Hold the line. The line over here is not what we think of on an everyday basis. 通常我们讲的 stay in line, be in line, wait in a line 是排队的意思。But here, hold the line means that you are the front line of defense. For example, you are in the trenches, you are on the front lines. If you do not hold the line, then the enemy will basically move forwards, push over, and puncture your defenses and get deep into friendly territory. So what does it actually translate to in everyday life? So basically, hold the line is another kind of encouragement to maintain discipline and focus, especially in the midst of adversity or chaos. Just like when we are in a skirmish or we are in the midst of a full-blown war, those in the front line need to hold it to protect the others behind them. The next one, also one of my personal favorites, is default aggressive. Default aggressive. 好，什么是 default aggressive 呢？ Default aggressive 的 default 我们常常会在手机里面或是电脑上看到的 default settings 是一样的意思，也就是原厂设定。那 default 就是原来预设的意思，未经过调整。So default aggressive means that you are aggressive from the get-go. You are aggressive in the beginning. So what Jocko means when he uses the term default aggressive is basically telling you to adopt an assertive mindset and proactive stance by default, rather than a reactive or passive approach to challenges. So whenever you face a challenge or in the face of challenges or difficulties, you should always be default aggressive and tackle the challenges head on. 好，我们讲下一个 Jocko 常用的 stand by. Stand by, 2 words, 1 phrase. So stand by basically is used to indicate preparedness or readiness for action. In his podcast, Jocko often uses stand by to signify the importance of being prepared for challenges. 所以 stand by 也就是准备好、预备的意思。Always be on standby, never be unprepared. Next phrase, in the trenches. In the trenches. 这个片语也许大家都有听过 trench, 也就是壕沟。打仗的时候 if we want to protect ourselves from enemy fire, we dig holes, long trenches into the ground and hide inside them. So that is what trenches are. So what does in the trenches refer to? In the trenches basically refers to being directly or actively involved in a challenging situation or task. 所以通常我们用 in the trenches 也就是你现在深陷一个困境或是一个非常难以脱离的险境之中。 So if you are struggling, that means you are in some sort of way in the trenches. 另外一个 Jocko 也很常用的片语叫做 the front leaning rest position. Front leaning 往前倾 rest 休息 position 姿势. So what is this sort of position? If you guys have been in the military before, then I believe you understand the importance of resting when you are doing push-ups. So the front leaning rest position is basically a military term for the push-up position. Jocko usually uses this term metaphorically to imply getting into a position of strength, readiness, and discipline, just like when you are about to perform a push-up. You need your whole body to be in sync, your core tight, taut, and all of the muscles in your upper body and your scapula protracted in the corrected position. You are now ready to execute a strong, powerful push-up. The next phrase is fire and adjust. Fire and adjust. 开枪之后再重新校正，再重新调整。Jocko uses fire and adjust to encourage taking action, then adapting as necessary. Keep on moving forward, even in the face of uncertainty or imperfect plans. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid that you might miss your target. Rack up your rifle or your sniper. Take the shot. If you miss, fire and adjust. And then you might hit the target the next time. But the last thing you want to do is to stop, give up, pack up your gun and leave. So that is basically what Jocko wants to say when he says fire and adjust. 在困境或者是非完美的一个计划情形之中，就算第一个行动失手了，也不要放弃，重新校正，继续前进。That's what fire and adjust means. The next term Jocko uses a lot is decentralized command. Basically, decentralized command comes up in every single episode of the Jocko podcast, but it is a very, very good term, decentralized command, especially in the terms of leadership. 去中心化的 centralization is 中心化 Decentralization 就是去中心化。Decentralized command is basically a military leadership principle that emphasizes the distribution of decision-making. Decision-making should not be solely focused or in the hands of one individual. Jocko uses this term when discussing leadership as he believes that decentralized command generates empowerment within the teams. 所以 Jocko 想要说的，也就是不要把所有的决策都集于一人之身上。应该是要将你的决策能力下放，去中心化 so that you will be able to deal with more complex or major decisions, and all the other minor decisions can be done by other people. This can create what we call leadership capital. Apart from gaining more leadership capital, you will be able to allow your subordinates or to allow those below you to learn and to take on more responsibility. And in this progress, advance themselves and improve on their leadership skills as well. This would be greatly beneficial to the entire team from a long-term perspective. 今天最后一个片语 eyes on the horizon. Eyes on the horizon. 眼睛不要只看着前方，而是要眼观远方的地平线。When Jocko uses eyes on the horizon, he is trying to encourage a forward-looking mindset, focusing on long-term strategic goals and objectives, rather than getting bogged down by immediate challenges. 好，今天关于 Jocko Willink 在他的 podcast 里面常用的一些军事相关的用语、片语以及一些 terminology 的介绍，我们就在这边告一个段落。其实还有非常多，但是我想如果再讲的话，可能会真的说不完。But that's it for today. 我强烈建议各位去听 Jocko's podcast， 它里面真的有非常多很有趣的故事，可以了解到美国海军陆战队还有美国的海军大兵过的是什么样的生活，他们实际上去作战啊、参战的经验，以及所学习到的一些教训，都是在一般生活中大家比较没有机会听到的。Apart from the storytelling, apart from the interesting experiences he and the people he talks with shares with us, we can also learn a lot about discipline, about leadership, about having a positive mindset, about mental toughness, and so on. Before we end, please follow me at Nathan's Online Academy on IG and YouTube if you have not yet done so. And like this post and share it with other people that you believe would benefit greatly from this sort of content. If you would like to have private English tutoring sessions with me, check out my pinned posts and contact me through IG or my personal website and Gmail. That's it. Nathan out.